What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some things that are only normal in Nordic countries. So, here in the United States, we have our own way of doing things and things that we think of as normal. So, in the Nordic countries, it would make sense that you guys have your own way of doing things, but apparently, some of these Nordic things are pretty weird. Especially from an American perspective, from our point of view. So today, I really want to learn about some of these things that are normal in Denmark and Finland and Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, but confuse us Americans. So let's take a look at this.
The Nordic countries are full of habits which make perfect sense to me, as I am a Danish woman. However, the following statements can apply to pretty much all the Nordics, I'd say. So these are things that are completely normal in the Nordics, but can be viewed as weird or even rude to other nationalities.
Yeah, I mean, just to say, just to be clear, like, obviously it depends on where you're from. And there are different cultures and different ways of doing things, and none of them are right or wrong, but it is all different. And it seems like Nordic culture is pretty different from American culture. So I'm really curious to see this.
Eating caviar from a tube is normal.
Eating caviar from a tube? Why from a tube in particular? Well, this is confusing for a couple reasons. In the United States, caviar is very specific. It's fish eggs. It's very fancy. I've never had it. It's really like expensive. It's you think of it as like fancy restaurants and rich people, and it comes in like a can or. This seems totally different. Like, what is this? Is this even is this the same thing, or? And it's in a tube with a smiling child on it. Okay.
It's not really like eating caviar every day is normal. It's more like the caviar in the tube is normal. Like, we have a lot of things in tubes, actually. You can get like.
Oh, I mean, that's different too. Like. Don't get me wrong, we have some tubes, like, mostly like sauce or like cooking supplies, or, I don't know, not that many things. So, why do you guys love tubes? There's just something about, like, putting, like, fruit or, like, fish or meat or whatever into a tube, like, making that into a paste. That's not, we don't do that. Like, I think you really have to grow up eating that kind of stuff to like it, because we don't do that. So it's actually kind of like disturbing.
Condiments and yeah, meats, pasty meats in tubes. That's okay. I can see why that would be weird to some, or even kind of gross. Danes eat cold liver pate on rye bread.
This is Danish in particular, or liver, like organ livers, like from an animal liver. That's another thing we don't do. Like, I understand there's cultures that eat. It actually sounds like a good thing, like eating all the parts of an animal. We don't touch the organs. Is this like actually liver? I hear that's actually very healthy. But this is worse than the tubes. This is, yeah, I don't know. We could never do this. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm warning you right now. Don't come for leverpostej on my channel. Not allowed. It may look kind of bad. But it tastes like
Ah!
heaven, especially like with roasted onions and like a little bit of bacon and I've made this
You need some bacon and onions? Okay. I don't know.
next one specific to Denmark as well because I couldn't find out if the other Nordic countries did this. In Denmark, the person who has a birthday is expected to bring cake to school or to the workplace.
Oh, honestly, that'd be kind of sad in the United States. That'd be considered kind of sad. Like bringing your own cake. That's actually considered kind of depressing. Like, because you expect your family or friends or somebody to bring a cake for you to like show that it shows that someone cares about you, honestly. So yeah, that's it. I get it because it's your birthday, so maybe you're obligated to bring a cake, but this is like the opposite of the US.
And nobody brings anything. Nobody brings anything for the birthday person. I
What? I mean, what? Even she is laughing. Even she's Danish. She does this. And she thinks it's funny.
Yeah, no, I can see why that does not make sense. And it's tricky nowadays because you're not even allowed to like bring cakes to school anymore because a lot of schools have sugar policy and all that. But back
Sugar policy? Now that's something that doesn't exist in the US. What's that? I want to know about that. What's that? You can't bring certain snacks or sugar? What? That would like eliminate all American food. So I don't, we couldn't do that.
back when I was a kid, we had cake like every week. I swear I can't eat cinnamon cakes today because that was the easiest cake like to make in bulk. So I've
Oh, because like every week it would be someone's birthday and they would bring a cake in. When I was a kid, like really young, if it was your birthday, you could bring in like donuts or like some kind of snack, not really a cake. And then the older you get, that totally stops and you don't, for work or at home or school, you don't bring your own cake. That's still, that's a little sad to me.
had my fair share in my lifetime. And from the more foodie theme, we go into like daily life and childcare with this one because in the Nordics,
Okay.
we leave our babies to sleep outside in the stroller, both at home and if we go into a cafe or a store, like we just leave the kid.
That's, man, the cake thing is like funny. This is just like so radically different from American culture. I can't even wrap my head around this one. So, you leave the babies outside because it's nicer outside like for fresh air, for health benefit or to so the baby gets some time apart from you or to be with other kids or why? Because in the United States, there's no reason you would ever be allowed to do this. Yeah, you would not be allowed to do this, even if you wanted to, even if there's a good reason. Like this, in the United States, this is considered like child abuse, like abandoning your kid. Like, I don't know, maybe we're like too overprotective or strict or. And another thing in the United States, like it's not safe like to do this. There's not enough trust. Like, yeah, maybe your baby would be fine, but maybe some crazy person would walk by and steal your kid. Maybe in Nordic countries you guys just have like if this is true, you live in a totally different world than the US. If you have so much trust and safety that you can do this, that's unbelievable. Like that says good things about the Nordic countries, but this is like the most crazy thing for Americans. This is just, could never happen here in a million years.
Outside. I don't know. I think that makes perfect sense. It's health related, and like people don't really steal babies here. At least it's not a normal thing.
Okay. Wow. I'm glad she kind of explained that one, because that really confuses me. I think any American would be shocked that you do that. That's cool that you even can do that, but never. Like, it's mostly because of safety. Like, something could happen to your baby here. And, like, there's too many. We don't trust each other. I think that's what it comes down to. We don't trust each other enough here to do this. But I guess it has health benefits.
To happen? To be fair, parents often have like baby alarms attached to the strollers and they can see the kid through the windows of the stores or wherever they are. But it's such a normal thing.
I can't believe that's normal. That's amazing. Wow. Like if I saw a baby in a stroller or carriage outside a restaurant like that, like most people would call the police. Seriously, like we'd call the police and be like, this baby needs help. They've been abandoned. Like, or the parents are neglectful or wow, that's amazing.
To pass a lone stroller with a baby in it. Many Nordic people check their hallways through their peepholes before going outside to avoid their neighbors.
Is this true? I mean, some Americans would do that. Like socially awkward, like don't want to bump into anyone. It's definitely not normal here. Do a lot of Nordic people do this? That's serious, like social anxiety right there.
Yeah. Yes, we do that. So many times. I have even closed the door when I've heard another door opening further up the staircase. I don't want to talk to people all the time. Like, I'm just trying to get rid of my trash. I don't.
In the United States, like maybe you've heard about this, but here, like, strangers will talk to you. Americans like to talk. And it's not like a huge commitment. It can be a little annoying, but I think it's nice that people are friendly. Sometimes it can be annoying though. I'll admit.
Need conversation during that time. It's often I will be in my pajamas. And even the neighbors know this here. They don't want to talk to me either. Neither of us wants to be forced to be the polite one.
So if you bump into somebody outside, can't you just ignore each other? Or that's considered rude? So you have the social expectation to say something if you see each other. Like that's expected. You can't just ignore people. Huh. So you guys are very polite. You just don't want to have to do that. I think I understand.
And say hi first. This next one I did not realize was not allowed in a lot of other countries, but like our police are allowed to take blood samples from us if they suspect us of being intoxicated.
What? Like take a blood sample like right there on the street, like at your car? Or you have to go down to the lab and get what? If they just suspect you. Wow. I need to hear more about this.
Or hi, even without possession. An example,
without possession? So in the United States, this would like cause people would not accept this. Like here in the US, we're so obsessed with every last bit of freedom. You can't do that, and I understand this is just for safety, which, I'm trying to be open-minded about it. The American in me is like, that's a real invasion of privacy. Like, you should have to find drugs on them, or if someone has failed a blood alcohol test where you blow into the thing, or something like that, like where you have real suspicion, like beyond a reasonable doubt. The idea that this makes it sound like if you're just suspected, they can take your blood? That's really extreme to me. Wow.
They do it a lot to drivers they suspect to be under the influence. And it's not like they pull out a full needle and just jab it in you. They take you to the hospital and get it done professionally. And
Oh. So you have to go all the way to a hospital? If you're like high or drunk, like, does the police take you there?
I think that makes perfect sense. Because if you're doing something that's illegal while drunk or otherwise intoxicated, like you can tell when people are drunk. It just I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but I think it just makes sense to me.
I mean, it certainly would clear up a lot of legal cases. I don't know. Like, I could see where it could be very useful in just totally. I mean, it would make it very clear if you're breaking the law or not. Americans just we start from the point of view that we don't have to prove anything to you. You have to prove we did something, but you're not allowed to infringe on my rights or my time or. So yeah, in the U.S. it can be quite hard to like get people for this kind of thing, but I don't know. I think for the sake of safety and like if you have a real suspicion of somebody breaking the law, perhaps we should allow something like this. Yeah. I mean, there's instances where this would make sense. Never really thought about it. I think most Americans would not like that. But like if you haven't done anything, you have nothing to hide, and the blood test would just like prove you're innocent, but we don't really think of it like that. We think of like, no, I'm innocent until you prove I'm guilty. Like that kind of thing. And Americans get very worked up about this kind of thing. So I'm trying to be open-minded about it. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop there. This is a pretty long video. Actually, a lot of cool stuff. So I'll probably come back to this. But yeah, this is a lot of Nordic things that really confuse Americans. And but it's also really cool to learn about like how you guys do things differently. And there's some stuff here. Some was kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. Some of it was like actually fascinating. Like maybe we should do some blood tests or I don't know. It's eye-opening. It's cool. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on these Nordic things that are weird for Americans. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.